G'day and welcome to stream 22 for Manning's Games. I'm the host CS Cooper, and today eventually I'm going to be joined somewhat by Captain Dark Duck, but right now I've got Papa Frog and he was telling me about how his game is going. So, remind me again, man, what's your game about?
It's sort of like a hybrid between a real-time strategy game and an action game. So, it's a 2D side-scroller, and you have these little villagers, and you can send them out to like mine and farm and perform various tasks, build buildings and stuff like that. Eventually, you're gonna have to defend the village, and what makes my game kind of special is you can possess one of the villagers, because your player character is actually kind of like a ghost or some sort of otherworldly being, and then you can join in on the combat and fight alongside them. So,
Okay, nice.
still a lot to go through, but it's getting there.
Oh, come on. Godot's very slow sometimes. Okay, nice. And you're doing yours in Unity, aren't you? The audio must have dropped out. Oh. Yeah, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, audio got a bit choppy. Okay, so are you building yours in Unity?
Yes. And so I've been working on all the little subsystems lately, so I can build things finally and extract resources from trees and rocks and stuff like that now.
Okay. All right, cool. Now I've repurposed some code because I was working for a while on our our action RPG.
Oh yeah.
But I decided, because the thing is, there's actually a game I've been wanting to design for a very, very long time, and I've been using Allegro. You don't know what that is. It's a game and multimedia library for C and C++, and I've been using that since I was in high school to try and build my own website, not my own game engine, because I wanted to do a JRPG with certain tactical strategy elements, and but I would always be trying to build the engine from scratch and build it up and get to a certain point, but then eventually I wouldn't lose interest, but I'd feel burnout. I'd get burned out.
Yeah.
And I'd take a step back from it, only to come back later on and find I don't remember how any of it works, and I just stop and start.
That's my cycle. I keep going through.
And so, so eventually, but now with Godot, I've learned how to do so much of that.
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
No problem.
PS. Yay, Captain Duck Duck's here.
Hello.
Something foreign has entered the body.
I'm here.
And
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, that's done. Yeah, so um, I've been building. I've started building the framework for RPG for the RPG game that I've been wanting to build for ages. And
yeah,
yeah, building out the advancement system, building up the magic system, building up
right.
the combat system as well, and it's all on a hex grid. So, but I think
Ah,
the aim will be finish going viral first, and then
yeah.
I'll get this. Then I was going to move on to this. So anyway, but yeah, how you doing, Cap?
Good. I am struggling with the Discord bot right now. That's all that's going on. Oh, why is it doing weird streamer stuff? Discord's just being weird. We've got like a voice overlay on the left. Do you see that?
Where?
Like there's like a window, like a streaming window.
Cool.
Left on the YouTube stream.
No, on just my desktop, which is weird.
Okay,
I don't remember setting that up. Huh? Maybe a new feature that detects
maybe,
when you're using OBS?
possibly, I don't know.
Huh. Yeah, so what I did do is I figured out how to stream the art and stuff. Theoretically, I might be able to get it working through Discord. Let me see. I might be able to try. Let's see. Oh, what I don't know is whether I can control the streams. Oh no, I think you've got it going from yours.
Yeah.
What's stream bitrate is lower than recommended. Huh.
Where are you? Are you looking at the stream as well in
Yeah.
YouTube Studio?
No. But I am now. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I've not used that before. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. That's all new to me. I just usually run it straight through OBS. And then, so I don't know how to do the scene things we want to do.
That's all right. I'm streaming. I'm streaming right now.
Yeah. Maybe I can run the... So I've got my phone connected. Maybe I can run it through Discord.
Sure.
I had it all set up perfect. I was like, I'm ready to go.
And then I took over.
Yeah.
My bad.
Would it be this way? Turn on camera. Oh, here we go. Is that gonna work? Oh! Maybe.
Yeah.
Failed to start camera.
Okay, let me find some more food real quick
Oh,
before baby starts complaining.
no, I don't think I can get it to work. Is it a permissions thing? Let's exit that. So we're connected via USB. Because initially, Windows 11, in its infinite wisdom, is like, oh, you want to connect your phone? Well, here's a quick and easy way to connect your phone via Bluetooth. It's like, no.
Uh, no,
Go on, say again.
no, I never tried to bother. Never tried to stream things over Bluetooth. I mean, Bluetooth is great for playing music, but
It's not got enough
it's not
bandwidth.
it's not reliable
Yeah.
for video.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're just like, here's the default. The default is Bluetooth. And so if you just force it to do it via USB, then it's amazing quality. For some reason, it refuses to connect through Discord. So if we unlink, there's going to be a permission thing through Discord, but it's not coming through. No. Huh. Well, let's, I won't bother with that today. Let's disconnect that. The annoying thing is, it works beautifully once it's working. The only thing is that you need to manually set up the source every time to do it through USB.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the only downside.
Mm.
I can't get the music working either. Stop camera. There we go.
Oh, is that game you were describing earlier? Something somewhat similar to Fire Emblem?
Yeah, it's like Fire Emblem, but has an overworld as well. So it's like because in Fire Emblem, it's just battles that you do,
Yeah.
whereas in Fire Emblem, it's just the battles that you do. Whereas in this one, you're walking around a world, you're exploring, you're solving puzzles, and at the same time, you have random encounter battles as well. But then you also have um, yeah, so you have random encounters, and the random encounters are just like all the battles are on a hex grid, and your characters can move around and things like that. And when you have major battles or actual story relevant battles, then it's a larger field, and you move around and in with in a tactical RPG sense now.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. The character development system is similar to Final Fantasy X, the sphere grid from Final Fantasy X.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm building up the I've been building up the mythology and yeah, I decided I want to start building that. Build up as much of it as I can before the baby comes, and I don't have any time, you know.
Yeah, it will definitely be an adjustment period.
Yeah, no, very
Right now,
excited.
I'm finally started to get the hang of things where I can work on game again.
Yeah. Part of me is also thinking, yeah, rather than focusing on my game, I should be focusing on my books. I've had that objective for far longer than the game.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Hard to force things.
yeah,
I always just go with whatever I'm most excited about at the time.
it was fun you at the time.
Yeah.
It's a good way to do it.
Those somewhat embarrassed to say, but you know those heroic penguin videos going around.
Yeah,
Those like totally inspired me to work on my game again. Because that's kind of how game development feels a lot of times. Like you're climbing this mountain and you're not like sometimes the point feels so out of reach.
yeah,
Like I'm just gonna die before this feels like complete or anybody plays it, but I
yeah,
think the point is to just do it for the sake of doing it, and that way the progress comes more naturally.
okay.
Wow. So it turns out that once you start the phone link to Windows, you can't stop it.
Oh,
Even if you even if you disconnect from it from your phone.
okay.
Interesting.
Fucking Windows.
Yeah, it's why I use it for work, and that's it.
Yeah, I got Windows
You-
11 because I
uh,
got this new PC, but I kind of wonder if I should have just jumped over to Linux, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's no longer connected. So I open start, not connected. Nice. Yeah, that's a bit. It's so much more inconvenient to make it not connect than to just connect, which I think is their plan. Just like connect everything,
yeah,
you know.
seems to be the trend.
Yeah, it's the thing. A lot of technology trends like, ooh, Internet of Everything. Everything is connected to the end. What's the point of the bloody connection? That was one of the frustrations of my PhD thesis. Is like I was doing connected vehicles, vehicular networks, and
Yeah.
all it says is, "Oh, we've got a new fandangled method of connecting vehicles." Blah 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 blah. And I was like, "Yeah, what's the what's your objective? What's the application? What's
Yeah.
your goal?" And it's like it's just connecting things for the sake of connecting.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Probably
ultimately,
data stealing,
exactly.
and
It
and
makes it a lot
then
easier
we
to steal everyone's data.
yeah, and then they can enforce their globalist takeover more easily eventually.
Yeah.
To what? It's just something I'm not sure I buy.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, they may think they'll take over everything, but um, but yeah, for what purpose? Just to sell people shit?
Oh, to
I would assume that they would like lock people out of certain
Yeah, maybe.
things that we take for granted right now, but they would like hold it over you like a reward and a punishment. That's what I think anyway. But
Yeah.
hopefully we're a long time away from that.
Now, I don't think that they can get there because whatever they build and advance toward now, any progress they make would be like basically lost by the time the next generation of controllers come around, and the next generation of controllers won't know how to do bugger all.
Yeah,
So,
maybe.
I am struggling to get Groot to work either. So I'm gonna try and play something it's played before. Nope. It refuses. Oh man.
Yeah.
Can I add it? Manage server integration. Roles. Oh, I see. Yeah, so that Discord thing is it seems to be, if you're using OBS, it has this like this overlay that comes up automatically. It's actually kind of cool. So you can see like who's speaking at what time.
Yeah, I tried to set up something like that, but I couldn't bloody make it work.
Yeah, it just seemed like OBS does it automatically, which is kind of cool. Automatically update role permissions below. Do I need to do this first? Okay. Groot.
But don't shit yourself on me now. But I didn't save.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, that was scary.
Is it? Did you save it?
No, it's all
Oh. Okay, good. Phew. This is why we use Pete's computer. Pete can handle it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I can't.
I've been doing a bunch of Bannerlord streams recently, if you guys have seen that.
Oh, I'd be interested to watch them. I didn't know you were streaming those.
Oh, yeah. I will...
I've heard a lot about that game. Seems pretty good from what
It's
I've
such a fun...
heard.
Yeah, I'm basically just doing a Let's Play of it. So, recording everything, basically.
Nice.
If you go to the Duck and Raven on YouTube, it should come up there. My mates are actually streaming on there right now, I think. Yeah, they're doing
I'll have to check that out later.
Did it come up with some nice watercolor art?
Which one of these?
I'll link it just in case.
Yeah, I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna post it in personal shills. Oh, actually, I've already posted it there.
Ah, okay. I'll find it later.
Yeah. But yeah, we do all our D&D stuff on there, and we do other gaming stuff.
Oh, nice. Haven't done D&D in years.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah.
So at the we're running Tomb of Annihilation as the main series. And I've got my under NDA thing project Vikings project that I wrote.
Yeah.
That we're not streaming. That one I'm just running players through. And
Still
until
trying
my
to
guy
wrangle the baby.
until my guy releases that, I cannot talk about it freely.
I see.
Yes. I hope he does. Yeah, I can't do music today for some reason. I cannot figure out what's going on with Groot. Groot has decided that it will not enter the meeting room. Maybe if I type maybe if I do where's the chat thing? Chat. Ooh, this might work. Let's see. No! Darn it. Nope. This is a musicless day. Oh well, I'm gonna do art.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, go nuts.
Oh yeah, so the thing about the microplastics, eh? Have you guys watched the Count Dankula video about that?
Not yet.
No.
Yeah. Well, turns out we maybe don't have to be so worried about microplastics.
Oh, really?
Why?
Yeah.
Is it because the body's good at excising them already, or what?
No, they can't even get in that easily. It turns out, the places we were worried about them being, which would be in the brain and in places where there's lots of replication, the testes and all sorts of things like that. It turns out that they maybe don't cross the cell membranes without massive contamination, which is basically what. So when they were collecting the results of their study, they basically used used a plastic stick to push around to manipulate the cells. So it's there's no way doing it that way that it wouldn't have some plastic particle contamination.
Okay.
Which is really silly because that's the one the one if you're controlling for for plastic, if you're
Yeah.
trying to measure plastic, you probably want to use things that aren't plastic. But yeah,
So the data was just all skewed before? Is that what you're
pretty
saying?
much. Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, that seems to be. There's apparently been a ton of criticism on the paper, saying just that, saying there's no way the results were contaminated with this method, etc. But because it's convenient to the eco lobby, basically, they just went, "It'll be fine," and ignored it.
Yeah.
Or they I mean, in science, we would regard that as stopping the experiment prematurely,
Yeah.
because you're supposed to reach a point where you can control for all those things. But yeah, they ran with it basically.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh god. I don't really have much. I'm kind of like, yeah, I've got a very strong science background, so yeah, sure. Evolution, fine. Most of classical physics, fine. Well, all of classical physics, what am I talking about? All of classical physics, fine. Special relativity, general relativity, that's all fine. Quantum mechanics, but a lot of the modern discoveries that I'm hearing about, I'm very, very dubious.
Yeah.
You mean like quantum stuff, or
just modern science in general? I'm getting so dubious about the whole stuff because it's like I said, when I was doing my PhD, a lot of the research I'd seen in the area was crap. Like,
Yeah.
because like my thesis, it's online. But basically, what I've done was I developed, because what I kept noticing when I was reading all these papers is these they would say, oh, we've developed this new fandangle method of communication between vehicles, but the way you'd have to test it in a computer simulator, because you can't test it in real life. It's just not feasible. And
right?
but when, like, you guys know this, you sit in your living room, you've got a really good connection to your router. You move to a different room and your connection is just shit. Even though you might actually be physically closer to the router, there might be a bloody fridge in the way, right?
Yeah, it depends what the signal's going through. Yeah,
all and imagine that in a city environment, right? All of that stuff is very. It's a completely different situation. And so what these papers were doing was just saying, oh, if you're within a transmission range of 100 meters, you communicate perfectly. And it's just, that's not right. And so basically the moment I saw that in a paper, I would immediately say, okay, every single result they've got is shit. Every single result they've got is completely unreal.
Yeah.
And so what I just got to the point where I was like, and so I designed a new channel model that took into account as much as humanly possible, like shadowing vehicles, shadowing from buildings. I implemented a lot of communications algorithms, and I did it in I simulated the way the original papers simulated them, and then I simulated them with my channel model. And like, what I was very, very proud of was there were a couple of algorithms that were really, really simple, really didn't make any sense, right, in a vehicular environment, right? And when I tested them using the really, really simplistic channel model, right, the really simplistic communications model, these really, really simple, but not the ones that weren't properly designed for vehicular communication, they worked the best, and the ones that were really specifically designed for communication in an urban environment did really shit, right? Whereas in doing the realistic model, the simplistic ones did terribly, but the ones that were properly designed for it did really well. But also, there were certain, like, the channel model actually revealed serious flaws with a lot of the algorithms that I had implemented that were not revealed by the simplistic model. And so, yeah, I basically got my PhD. I got my PhD without having to defend it because it was basically flat out. Yeah, it was just, yeah, the guys who marked it said, yeah, this is a very, very solid piece of research, well done.
Nice.
And the guys who marked them, they were like, there's one guy in Canada, I think, and another guy in Italy who marked them, but I met them in person at a convention in Vancouver, and they said, yes, we will. Like, I asked them flat out, would you be willing to review my thesis? And they said flat out, yes, we'd like your ideas. But
Nice.
once I was finished with that, it's like I got the hell out of academia. I was so
Yeah.
over it by that point. Anyway,
Yeah, it's. There were a couple people on my course, and I was just like, on my master's, right? And I was like, they didn't know what they were gonna do for about 3/4 of the year. And then when it came to actually doing their dissertation and all that, and doing their final project, like the teachers, I feel like should have switched them to an MA rather than MSc, because their projects like had nothing to do with science. It wasn't really testable in a science way.
Hmm.
It was kind of like the tutor was kind of like, well, keep going and decide what you want to do. Like
Yeah.
at that stage of the game, it was like, no. You have to tell her, look, you can do this or this or this. Choose one and do it by next week. Start it by next week.
Yeah, it seems like they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel for research ideas sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. It was one of those where like the student hadn't been in like most of the lectures or like work sessions.
shoot me.
And it was just like if they pass like considering that like me and like 3 other people were basically there every day, like all day every day, and it was just like if they get the same mark as me, I'm gonna flip.
Yeah.
No way. But
I can tell you a story. I was asked, like, while my thesis was being marked, I was asked to teach a computer architecture subject, right? And in that, you basically have to, in simulation software, you have to build a CPU and make it run a program, right? And I was asked to teach it because, like, my solution is still the benchmark that they use to mark that subject because it was so good, right? And yeah, not to toot my own horn, but yeah. And so I was running the subject, running the tutorials and everything, and there was like most of the students were doing just fine. They managed to handle themselves, but there are a couple of students who every tutorial, every lab session, they just sit there doing nothing, right?
Yeah.
And give me a sec. Yeah, they just sit there doing bugger all, and eventually that one of them a couple of them come to me, and they say, we don't understand what the project is. And this was on the final week. The final week
of the
subject, right? It's due, like the final solution.
final solution.
Their submissions were due next. Their submissions were due the following week, right? And they said they didn't understand the subject. They didn't understand the assignment, what they were supposed to do, right? And I said, well, you've got to build a MIPS data path. And they're like, I don't know what that means. I said, well, haven't you been attending the lectures? No, we haven't. And it's, okay, hang on. You haven't been attending the lectures. Well, you've got to build this. And they're like, I don't know what that means. Like, you've got to build, like, apps and stuff. I don't know what that means. Eventually, I'm asking them increasingly simple questions.
Yeah.
Until eventually I draw out an AND gate, right, which is the basic unit of digital logic, and they had never seen it before in their lives. And that's when I first noticed. Not one of them was white,
Yeah.
and most of them were girls.
Yeah.
And they had, and I'm like, how did you get into this subject if you've never? This is basic
Yeah.
knowledge you need to have to do this subject. And it's like, oh, I'm doing this. I'm doing a master's of information technology. And I went and spoke because my mum was a lecturer at the University in Accounting and Finance, and I told her about the story. I told my PhD supervisors about the story, and they all said, "Yeah, the university basically gets these students in to pretty much rob them while padding diversity quotas." So,
Yep.
and yeah, so I just. Anyway, apparently they're not allowed to do that anymore, but oh, come on, you
I mean, apparently
guys.
the bubble's bursting because, like,
Yeah,
my friend who teaches in college has basically the same thing. Like, loads of sort of foreign-speaking people who are just on the course and just not really caring. Like, they're just there.
Yeah.
And like they're kind of there to fill the quota because I believe that the college gets a kickback through some method for everyone who's on the course, but then none of them pass, and like that's a problem because they all they have to do. So what they apparently do is like they're on this one course for like a year, and then they get a residency, and then they just bugger off basically. Well, they just go into working, and they can they get sort of permanent residency through that. So it's kind of like that's even that's like the government basically going, we need this person in the country legitimately. Let's
make it happen.
yeah, make it happen.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, as I say, the bubble is bursting because now all of these people are, well, now the uni can't afford it because they're not getting they need people to pat. Well, not the uni, the college can't afford it. So yeah, the kickbacks they were getting weren't worth, I guess, the lost fees. I don't know.
Well, that's the problem. Is I think in Australia at least, the international students all paid full fees.
Yeah.
But the problem is that because a lot of the foreign students, just especially the ones from China, they flat out just cheat.
Yeah.
Now it shouldn't be too bad because it shouldn't be too mean because I do have Chinese friends, right? They're lovely people, but yeah,
I mean, everybody knows about it at this point. Like, there's so much been said on the subject. Like, I think Lotus Eaters even did a video on the Chinese student problem.
Well,
and of course, individuals are always, they can always break the mold, and not everybody is that way, but you can certainly see a trend when you look at large groups of people.
Yeah, and I mean, if I was running Australia, it'd be like if you're running a university and you don't kick out the plagiarists, $10 million fine.
Yeah. My wife and her bosses have all complained about the same thing, where like the people coming out of university are just not up to the same caliber that they were before.
Yeah.
And because of the people are just lowering the standards, and then they graduate, but when they leave university, they don't really know what they're supposed to know at that point.
Yeah.
It's just syndrome, isn't it? Because when everyone's special, no one is.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Thomas Sowell has talked a lot about that. It's not helping anybody if you artificially insert somebody in a class because there's not enough, X representation. Well, if they're not prepared for that class, they're going to feel stupid. They're going to probably burn out.
Yeah.
The instructors are going to have to spend more time teaching them, so the rest of the class suffers. Then just over time, the standards fall.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, Thomas Sowell has said, whereas if you just put that person in a course that they were suited for, they would probably excel.
Yep.
And then they would have, their confidence would be very high. They'd excel and, actually be helpful.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I don't know why, even simple things like job applications, I don't know why we can't just do things like double blind, where like people say there's always like this discrimination, but if you just want to like get the best person for the job, like why do you even need to know a person's name at this point?
No, yeah.
Like just look at the data and then pick whoever's best, and then you find out the name later. I think that would be the fair way to go about things.
I don't know why ultimately they don't do that. There must be some sort of nepotistic reason.
I'm sure. And too many human rights lawyers and,
Too many
race
activists.
hucksters. Yeah. Activists would be throwing a fit over that.
On an unrelated note, did you guys hear Keir Starmer has 5 Ukrainian rent boys now?
Oh god. I don't know.
It's
I haven't been able to watch Lotus Eaters very much at all. Just I can't even at the moment to coin
Very
a
depressing.
Zoomer phrase.
Yeah.
What is what, like Lotus Eaters in particular, or like
I
any sort of...
can't stand watching Tim Pool these days. I think that asshole wants the world to fall apart.
I stopped watching him years ago.
Oh,
I can only take so many episodes where they talk about Stargate. It was like every
Stargate?
episode they talk about the same.
They hardly. I would love a podcast where they talk about Stargate. They don't talk
Wait,
about that
man, like-
anymore. It's bloody
Wait, do you mean Project Stargate, or do you mean the show Stargate?
the show Stargate.
The show Stargate, because like every episode they would literally use the same analogy from like literally the same episode that they were talking about. I'm like, no, not this again, please. Like, how
But no.
often do you have to cover this?
I'm just sick of this asshole saying, "Oh, we're screwed. Yeah, we're so screwed. Oh, we can't do it. Oh, it's just everything's screwed. Oh, everything's just stuffed up. It's like, oh my god, man, shut up. Just,
I didn't know that's where he was at.
If you want it so badly, just quit and go and live down by the river like you always wanted to. Just shut up. Shut the fudge up. Because so I just don't watch his show anymore. Because he's just so bloody negative. But if he's not hosting, then I'll watch. If he's not hosting the show, I'll go and watch, because usually they're a lot more positive. But I'm just so over his carry on at the moment.
I think the last show I watched of his was when Connor was on.
Yeah.
Usually, if there's like a special guest on that's interesting, I'll give it a watch. But
Connor's been
I think that was
super
like over a year now.
Yeah, Connor's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I can't agree with him on everything. I think if he got his way with certain things, then like if he got like if Australia, for example, went the way he wanted, then my wife would be in the country. So
it should be like a provision for marriage, though. Surely.
Yeah, but
I'd be up for that.
Yeah, that's yeah, but I understand where he's coming from on everything. It's hard to disagree with him on a lot of things. I have to wonder whether or not the reason he left the Lotus Eaters was basically Carl kicking him out. Because he's just
I was wondering that
very,
too.
very forceful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Carl wants to maintain like a sort of slightly mainstream feel, but I think both
you can tell when they're straddling the fence.
Connor and
like they have to hide their power levels quite a bit.
Yeah. So, but no, I guess Connor's all right. But once again, like I'm sort of transitioning away from watching any of those videos.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I'd like to get this game finished is so that I can advertise it on the video comments. But at the same time, I'm also considering, because I'm considering like just dropping my gold tier membership, because it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
I haven't bothered yet.
Yeah, I might drop down to bronze tier because I do want to support them. They're doing good work. I want to drop down to bronze tier because even though deduction is really expensive, and I have not got a single sale in years on my website. Have not got a single book sale in years, which is kind of frustrating and annoying when people complain, "Oh, culture shit," while I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, "I'm making culture for you guys, for fuck's sake," and just nobody people start an order, right, and then just or even getting a book client, people will email me and say, "Hey, I want to get my book published." I say, "Great, I'm happy to help out. Here's what you need to do. I can do all this for you. Here's my costs. I can walk you through the whole thing." And say, "Oh yeah, thanks for the advice," and then nothing. Because I think the moment you start mentioning money, like it doesn't matter if they've written a book, doesn't matter if they're passionate and excited, like they'll just say, "Okay," the moment you mention money.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
there's a book I'd love to write. I don't know when it's going to happen though.
Yeah.
How much? Like.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Like, just like, what is the ballpark for like actually publishing something like?
Publishing something done yourself, as in you've
Yeah.
done all you've done the editing yourself, you've done the formatting yourself, you've done the cover art yourself, about $50 US.
Damn.
That's it? Wow.
Yeah. What I offer is I can edit the book.
Mhm.
I can I would edit the book. I would format it into a print ready manuscript. I will arrange the cover art as well, and that can set you back probably about $1,000, and that's for me, right? Depending on how big your book is, how many words, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, that's cheap. That's really
Yeah.
cheap on the long run, because like when I was publishing my first book, I got quoted $4,000 to $5,000 for that pounds. Sorry, £4,000 to £5,000, because it was a company in England that was doing it. I got quoted that much for that kind of work, and and it was. Yeah, and the thing is, that's ridiculous. I couldn't afford that, and so I did it all myself. Yeah, and so I did it all myself, and just upload. I use a company called Ingram Spark for my publishing and distribution, and it only costs like $50 to get it into their systems. And
wow.
It's really not that much. But I've been helping a lot of people, like helping them through the process. And he had to take a step back. His parents forced him to take a step back because he's in his final year of high school, starting his HSC, which is like the big final exams for high school that determine whether or not you can get into university and all that stuff. And so his parents made him focus on that, which, rightly so, fair enough. And but like I did a Zoom chat with him where I explained the whole process and explained how he can do all of it, and how much it'll cost, and how much time it'll take. And like saying, hey, but this kid had been dreaming, like he'd been writing his books all through high school, and he'd been dreaming about this stuff. So as I'm describing what I can do for him, I think I'm watching him struggle to hold back tears. Because he just looks so excited. So excited, so happy, which, it's a real treat being able to do that for someone, But the problem for a lot of people is just they always balk at when costs, when money is mentioned. And so,
Well, yeah, that is cheaper. That is cheap for publishing. Like it when
I mean, there is one extra expense, and that is the ISBN, and that's the barcode on the back of the book. And there are some organisations that can really shaft you on that kind of thing, because they'll make you pay for a barcode that you can generate yourself, right? They'll usually charge triple for the barcode when they don't need to. Yeah, but anyway, what were you saying, man?
It was it was funny because when I was editing some of my granddad's books, like we're talking like a nearly 100-page short stories for this one.
Yeah.
And like editing that, it's like you can't just ship a book with double spaces everywhere and spelling mistakes and not using punctuation and messing the lines up. you can't just ship a book like that. And I was like, Granddad, this is gonna take me days. I need to charge you about this much. You
And
know, and I was like, well, I mean, he went through with it, like, but I think he didn't want to pay what it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was doing the maths and going like, I'll charge my, you know, I'll pay myself a little, only, you know, like minimum wage type of thing for this. But yeah, it's. I was like, we're talking days of work here. Mm.
Yeah, it's always funny when like relatives find out, oh, you know how to do this thing? Okay, I really need this. Like, can I have it done by by Monday? Like, it's not that simple. And I'd like some money for this.
Yeah,
yeah,
it always feels a bit weird, like doing stuff like when you're self-employed. Like that's the job.
Yeah.
You need- if you're putting in like doing a small favor for a family member, sure. But if you're going to be working at it for like a week and a half straight, you
Yeah.
need to be, you know.
I have a friend of mine who's also working on a game. He was trying to sucker me into like making a whole sprite sheet for his character, and I'm like, there is no way I'm gonna do this for you. Like an entire sprite sheet, like what he was asking for would take like probably a year of my time,
Oh damn!
which is like very limited with the baby.
What kind of spreadsheet?
sprite sheet.
It was character sprite sheet, very similar to what I'm doing with my game, except he's doing like an over the top perspective with like 8 directions, and I'm only doing side scroller with, you know, 2 directions.
Yeah, that'd take a lot of work. What he
Yeah.
wants.
Oh, so it was like
Well,
wait.
the thing is, he wants to make sort of the same armor system that I have, where you know, every piece of equipment is sort of its own separate thing and reflects on the sprite visually. And so
Not a
you can see how that snowballs.
yeah,
Yes.
very, very quickly.
But like everybody is like, "Oh, you're an artist? You're a wizard? Oh, great!"
Hilarious.
If only it was that simple.
Yeah,
It is funny.
problem. So many people want something for nothing, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm telling you the AI bubble is going to burst because AI can give the illusion of something for nothing, and
Yes.
once they realize it's a lot more effort to get the AI to have itself, they're gonna drop it like a hot tamale.
I
Yeah.
do think it's mainly hype. Oh shit!
Yeah.
I've been meaning to talk to you about this, particularly you, Cooper, because of Bitcoin. Have you seen the stuff on that or no? That it looks like it was set up with an Epstein
Oh, yeah.
tie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's part of the thing that contributed to a massive like sell off over
Drop,
the past 2 weeks, which pissed me off.
I know. I don't know whether man, I don't know. Like, I don't know whether it's gonna go back up from like my predictions, but just it depends where the news story goes.
Yeah.
Really, like yeah.
I have to say, I've been talking to Dan about it. Because the thing is, I was expecting a pretty substantial rally last year, and looking back on it, I realise I should have just taken profits then, not being a greedy asshole. anyway, you live and you learn. But
Yeah.
he reckons that this year is the year of the big rally, and he was saying in the lads hour that Bitcoin was going to hit 219 US, and I'm like, now that I'm looking back on things, I still think that, but he goes along with he says he follows the liquidity cycle, which is the cycle at which different countries refinance their debts. And
So, okay.
and I can understand the logic there, because countries want to refinance their debt at low interest rates, and so it's a period of time where they'll try to push the interest rates down, and low interest rates are good for high risk assets. So I think it was a combination of early Bitcoin names showing up in the Epstein files, but also apparently one of the big problems was a hedge fund in Hong Kong had basically they had taken a very, very, very highly leveraged position in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And what that mean, you know what highly leveraged means?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to day trade it until I lost a bunch of money.
Yes, so they massively over leveraged their position, thinking it was going to go up really, really fast, really high, right? And then it started to drop, and their leverage started scaring them, and so they sold their position.
Oh.
At the same time, Trump started threatening tariffs again on different countries, and Trump started threatening tariffs on different countries again, combined with him nominating Wash, this guy, to be the head of the Federal Reserve, and this guy does not want to lower interest rates; he wants to massively raise them. So it was basically a massive shitstorm. But apparently Wash has said, no, we won't raise interest rates, we'll lower them, but it's not really doing much, because I don't think a lot of people trust them. I think they're still very worried that Trump's going to keep tariffing different countries. I think there's also the perspective that, we're going in the 4-year cycle, so this year has to be a better year. That's what's contributed to the bad environment. So I don't know if Dan's right. I don't know if Dan's right, but I hope he is. I hope it recovers. It's showing it's stabilized. Hopefully, it doesn't drop any further.
I don't know. Well,
we hold some Bitcoin, so I'm a little concerned as well. We kind of have the approach where we're holding it and we're just going to forget about it and look at it in like 40 years or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the story was what that Epstein and like 2 other people created it under a pseudonym of something like a Japanese name.
Yeah.
Has that been confirmed, or is it just speculation at this point?
I think it's been around long enough to be confirmed. I think it was mentioned in the files, but it was speculation before. So it depends on whether you believe the things in the files are like, well, you'd have to look at the document yourself to judge, but
yeah,
it's I mean, it makes you wonder, like, to what. So it was basically created with the CIA in mind. Well, like in conjunction with the CIA, I guess. So
That's
question
one
is,
theory. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think they are linked to it through the same name pseudonym.
Yeah,
But
because
like,
Satoshi means wisdom or intelligence, and Nakamoto means central or something, or
yeah,
centered.
yeah.
Oh wow.
But
And I think there were emails referencing it as well. But it's just like, why? What? I think it was probably to just because the CIA was looking for ways to transfer money without people asking why they're using funds for stuff.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Very
it's
shady.
it's sending money without a bank, and like my dad was very very like critical of it for a long time, and then when I explained the whole process to him, he's just looking at it and he's like, "That is more secure than a bank."
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that is. Do you remember the ransom thing though? Actually, there was.
No,
Do you remember when someone turned off? Was it? I think it was Russia. Well, they found a way of turning off the tracking of a fuel pipeline, um, so that they could pump the fuel, but they couldn't tell to where it was being distributed. And someone said someone was like, "I've hacked you. I would like, however many, something like 40 million deposit into this Bitcoin account, and I'll turn your tracking back on." And so basically, what happened is they couldn't reverse the hack, and they ended up paying the guy. But then the rumor is they got the funds back from the same Bitcoin wallet, which shouldn't be possible through Bitcoin. So
okay.
that's a worrying thing. But yeah, I don't know. Look into that. That's what I hear.
Hmm.
So like, yeah, I don't know. I would love it to be the way to decentralize,
Yeah.
but I'm just hearing things. That's my opinion, but I don't know if there is a way to decouple without just buying straight up gold bars. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a
Go
weird
back
it's a
to
weird world.
trading chickens and eggs and
Yeah, chickens. 200 chickens for the fuel today.
a lot
200.
of times I'm just like, let's just do that.
Yeah,
Go
honestly,
full Uncle Ted mode. Go
the
live in
barter
the
system. Yeah, barter system. Crazy.
That's why like part of me is like craving to just go become a mountain man, but I like technology too much, so I
Mm.
can't. There are two wolves inside me. One is a Luddite, and one is a I don't know techno gamer guy.
Yeah. Which one wins?
Yeah.
The one. There's got to be a good end for that analogy.
Thinking about money in general is like so depressing. Ugh.
Hmm.
I just had some good news. It turns out I'd been underpaid uh, by a fifth
Hmm.
since I started the new job. So I'm
So
gonna get
you're
a
getting
nice.
paid it, right?
Yeah. They're gonna give
Okay,
me.
that's
Yeah,
good.
they're gonna give
I
me.
was like,
Yeah,
that's
they're
strange
definitely.
good news.
I've been underpaid, but no, they're good. Giving me it.
That's good.
So I'm gonna get a big paycheck, which is nice because I need to go dentist at the moment.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, that's gonna cost me a bunch. I didn't even bother with the NHS, you know. I just went, nah, I'm never getting
Yes.
on their stupid waiting list. I'm just gonna go straight private immediately. And it still took like a month to get seen.
Hmm.
So it's crazy.
Yeah, I did. I put off going to the dentist for a long time. It was in that weird transition where like your parents don't make appointments for you anymore, and like nobody told you how to do it.
Oh, so you're just like, do I really need that? Ah.
Yeah, I was like, my teeth are fine. But so it was like 10 years or so before I saw a dentist, and then when I did, I had quite a lot of work to get done, and it completely wiped out my savings.
Oh.
So I regret, like a lot of people from the US, they'll go down to Mexico and get
Oh.
dental work done because it's cheaper and it's same quality from what I hear. I should have done that.
Mm.
Infection 3, shard.
Shard.
So I've done the first level, or
Nice.
the first chamber.
I am coloring big plastic blobs.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm trying to mix each one having 3 colors in it, just so they look interesting. 3 shades.
Yeah.
Something's not right here. This purple. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
That purple is too much. Whoa. But I've already added the water.
Okay, so that's done. I'm gonna do. I think I'll do one more chamber with the Spirilium, right? Because I haven't used Spirilium at all. I'll do one more chamber with that, but then I'm gonna do a kind of a puzzle chamber after that, where you have to, where you follow the path. You have to follow the path of a I'll figure out some kind of puzzle for them, but I'm going to. I'm just going to step away for a bit
Alright.
and check to see if my missus is okay. Okay, I'll be back.
Alright.
No problem.
I'm just playing with the baby.
Oh man. Yeah, I've been really enjoying Bannerlord. It's so fun.
Yeah, I
So,
want to try it out sometime. Looks like something
Oh.
I'd be into.
It's kind of janky in some ways, but it's great. Like you'll
There
see.
was
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
there
go.
was like another strategy game you told me about too.
Was it Manor Lords?
Very
Was I going
similar.
on about was I going on about the tree mechanics?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Manor Lords. Yes.
Okay.
The tree mechanics are spot on.
Bannerlord and Mannerlords.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Bannerlord's more of an action game. Manor
Yeah.
is more medieval simulation almost.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what I'm hoping to accomplish. Something like that anyway. It's not exactly medieval, but medieval fantasy setting.
Yeah, like Bannerlord's funny because you'll see you'll see when if you watch like the playthrough, um some of the bits are so janky because I'm like, they give you a mission. They're like, hey, go track down this guy, who's a lord in another kingdom, and I'm like, yeah, I track him down. Great, I found the city he's in. I'll just wait in and around the city until he comes out. Only he never comes out. Instead of coming out, he will teleport across the map for no inexplicable reason. So like
Interesting.
you're waiting like tens of in-game days for this guy to move, and you're just watching like a hook, and then he just disappears. It's like, what?
Interesting.
What do you mean? And so I gave up on that mission. I think the only way to do that mission is to catch him after one of his
Mm.
teleport runs. He runs around the map for a short time. So it's like
Ah,
I was like, nah, screw this mission, honestly. But
wonder if
but
the
yeah,
devs forgot to put in some logic or something. Maybe
I
it's
don't
like
know.
a holdover.
Yeah, it's just like maybe they were just thinking, I know, we'll put in a mission where if you catch this lord on the map, and it's like, yes, yes, yes. But in order to catch the lord on the map, you need to either be like at war with them so you can fight them on the battlefield, or
Mhm.
but if you're just at peace with them, they just chill in their city and then
Yeah,
teleport off. It's like, bro, why would you do this? Yeah, but the game itself is fantastic. Like, it's
nice.
got a nice skill tree, um, and the battles, like, you can have uh I think the max it can handle is like 1,000 v 1,000 troops at one
Ah,
time. Um, but yeah, it's some big battles. There's a couple of epic moments where because I'm sort of doing a Genghis Khan recreation, sort of.
nice.
Um,
Like
and
warriors.
yeah, so I've ended up going the Khuzaits, which is like the Mongolian clan, and
Ah,
they just love their horses. So one of the last battles I had was like 200 horses versus a whole bunch of other stuff, and it was just
nice.
crazy. I was like, I'm stuck. I'm in the middle of all these horses. It was funny. But yeah, it's really well made game, like, but yeah, I do like it.
Nice.
Um and I've just married an Eastern wife. Um
Ah,
so now the dynasty will grow. So that's the plan.
nice.
Yeah. Super good. But yeah.
I'm
Uh
like just so stoked with my game right now because I've actually been getting a lot of progress done,
uh
and I'm hoping like another week there would be actual gameplay. Like I'm finally
oh,
starting to approach gameplay.
nice.
Um, I have my little peasants, and I can send them out to go do things for me now.
Ooh.
Um, so they can extract resources, like chop down trees and mine stone, farm, and they could use those resources to build houses and stuff like that right now.
Uh, very
Still
cool.
a long ways away from fun stuff like battles, but
Ah. Sounds good. I just wish I had a bit more time. I mean, I added a lot of church things to my schedule,
ah, nice.
but like I don't regret it because every time
Yeah,
I make an effort to do something like with the church, it's always worth it. Like I always learn something or gain a different perspective, like every single time.
Hmm.
But it does take a lot of time. Like I
Yeah.
think including this, like I do something every weekday. Um, every day except Saturday is like
Hmm.
I'm doing something extra somewhere other than just, work.
Yeah.
So yeah, it gets tiring.
Yeah. It's tough just finding the time for games and stuff because I'm enjoying working on the game, but every now and then I want to play them too.
Mm, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Um, no, I can show you guys what I've been working on. Hang on.
Oh, yeah. Let me pull up the stream.
But now I've got the stream set up there so I can do art. Throw artistic things at me if you like,
Yeah.
and I can dedicate Monday to artistic things. Oh damn! I've accidentally created a perfect blood red. Ooh, it's not supposed to look like that because it's supposed to look artificial. Huh? These look like giant jelly beans. I think we'll mix in. Oh gosh, let's not do that. Ugh.
So if you can see in the stream,
Mm-hmm.
so this is just the so right now, like, yeah, you can move around, um, you can attack. I've implemented miss. I've implemented ailments like petrify and poison. I've implemented item usage.
The voice is a little behind, or the stream is a little behind, so it's taking a while, but I'm
Yeah,
seeing like the little guys fighting now.
It's very basic. I haven't put in, like, the effects aren't, like, they're not good because I'm trying to get the mechanics working properly.
Yeah.
Ooh, little bug there.
It looks like it'll be like really awesome though. Like I'm digging just like the camera work alone. Like,
Yeah.
the perspective looks really good for that system.
But yeah, so one second. Yeah, part of it. There's this part of it. Part of the thing that was inspired by Fire Emblem was like, I've added this ability system in the process of implementing it, where, like, the ability abilities are things that activate based on certain conditions in battles. So if you're about to attack someone and you've got an ability that activates before you attack, then it will activate then. Same way if the enemy has a another bug. If the enemy has an ability or something that so you can have an ability, you're about to be attacked, the ability activates and it gives you a defense boost or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I noticed in Fire Emblem has that, or at least in Fire Emblem Engage, which is the only one I've played in that series. But I haven't implemented critical hits yet, but I've been slowly integrating different features and different plant features.
One of the Vanillaware games has a similar system, like stacking the abilities up, and then there's like an exchange between like the two forces, basically ability versus ability sort of thing. It was called Unicorn Overlord.
You know what I want to work on next is concept art, I guess.
Yeah, well, I've used ChatGPT to create some concept art. Let me find it.
Yeah?
Where is it? But it's
that's
so
cool.
so.
Like I really like the over-the-shoulder firing of the arrow. That was cool.
Yeah. Hang on. Where is so this is actually a game I'd been designing since high school, and like the last time I tried to set up a game dev group like this, it was on a forum, like an old, the ones like you get a set of PHP scripts and you set up a forum and you have it on a server. I was part of that, and like there was one of the guys did some concept art for it because he was so excited for it.
Yeah.
And let me find the original concepts. Okay, so open file manager. So open view. So this was the concept for one of the main characters. Astrid was her name.
Right?
Oh,
cool.
And so I uploaded that into ChatGPT and asked it to create the character in a T pose with a nice green and orange color palette, and that's what it came up with.
Cool.
Right? So it looks kind of nice. And I uploaded the other concepts in, so the concept for her boyfriend Caleb, with a couple more notes from me, and this is what it came up with. So, yes, a bit further behind. Now, the proportioning of the body doesn't really look quite right, because the AI doesn't get this right a lot of the time. But what I'm thinking of doing that's one of the other reasons why I'm thinking of dropping the gold tier membership on Lotus is because it's expensive, and I want to pay for a subscription to Meshi, which I upload
yeah, I heard about
upload the T poses into Meshy, and it will generate a rigged model for you. But
That's so cool.
yeah, and then I was going to rig it using Mixamo, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still not. I still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to do the anime style, whether or not I want to try and get a Western style.
Yeah.
But let me get there's
Anime would be less work in terms of texturing in the long run, but I feel like anime, you're kind of locked into that art style, and like so many games do it these days.
yeah. But one thing I don't like, I don't want to have. So this is the character advancement system. I call it the orb grid. It's a hex grid as well, right? But so currently it's only Astrid and Kilda on the grid, and so you've got the 7 elements, like one in the middle, and then the rest of each corner you've got electricity, you've got metal, you've got wind and fire and earth and water, right? And the closer your character is to each corner, the higher their affinity for that element is on the grid.
Interesting.
And you fight, you get, rather than experience points, you fight monsters and get resonance points, which a certain number of resonance points allows you gives you grid levels which you can use to move along the grid, right? And so if I move into a grid that has strength points, I want to get high strength, so I'll move this in this direction, right? And that increases my affinity to ether, which is the one in the middle, right? And then I want to get, I can get more magic proficiency. This is an intellect cell, or intellect orb, so I move into that cell where I can move to the vitality, and that gives me more HP, or I move to defense, right? And then you explore the grid more as you move around. So, okay, I don't activate. Instead, I'll activate the agility cell. The mechanic is going to be, as I move closer to Kilda in the story, she's got a curse, and the whole purpose of the whole purpose of the story is Astrid is killed. Kilda is Astrid's little sister. Kilda gets cursed by a monster, and Astrid and her boyfriend Caleb have to go and find a way to remove her curse. And the closer you get to Kilda on the grid, the more the curse affects you. The more the curse affects the character.
Cool.
Interesting.
I like that.
And there's different, so if you're going in a straight line on the grid, it only costs you 1 grid level, right? But if you want to, so if you're going on a straight line, only 1 grid level. But if you want to change direction, it increases the cost of the grid level. The direction change increases. So it stops you from just spiraling outwards and forces you to it forces the player to actually go and explore the grid.
I see.
Yeah, cool.
That's a neat idea.
Yeah.
The battle system looked really promising too. Like, I think once you get the graphics in, that will be really amazing.
Yeah. And I still need to implement magic casts. So I've implemented range weapons, but I haven't implemented magic casts yet. And I have not implemented I want to implement what I would call techniques, which is because spells are something you learn while advancing on the grid. Instead, what you find are proficiency cells. You find magic proficiency, or ranged weapon proficiency, or melee weapon proficiency. And the higher your proficiency, like your proficiency determines, like, because each spell or each weapon has a proficiency requirement.
Yeah.
And once you reach that proficiency requirement, you can equip that particular weapon or that particular spell. And like, so you need to equip a wand in order to use a spell, right? In the same way, you need to equip a ranged weapon in order to use a projectile, right? Which is similar to the mechanic that I worked out for Tears of the Gods. And the idea is you unlock certain proficiency levels, you can equip certain spells and use them. But I also want to include on the grid is, well, there's already you find abilities on the grid as well. Activate on certain conditions in battle, but there's also techniques, right? So if you've got sword proficient, like a melee weapon technique. So if you have a melee weapon equipped, that technique, you can use a melee weapon technique that you've activated on the grid. Or if you've got a ranged weapon technique on the grid, you can use that. But I haven't implemented those yet. And one thing I am worried about is this getting a bit too complicated. But the thing is, if I keep like, firing a ranged weapon is really, really, really fast, right? It's very snappy. Doing a melee attack is still slow because they run in, they swipe, and then they run back. I want to make that faster, so I want to make it so they just jump, hit, and then shoot back, right? Make the battle really, really nice and snappy. And when you're on a normal random encounter battle, you'll just have like the hex grid that I showed you. But when you encounter like a boss or a story relevant battle, then you actually have a larger grid and there's more strategy involved, and there'll be even points where different grid cells have different effects, and even grid cells can have chests in them or something, and you've got to race an enemy or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh. One of the things you could do is elevation would be really easy to implement on a hex grid.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly.
Sort of make the hexagon taller.
But I'll have to. But there has to be. There'll have to be a stat for something like jumping, like how high you can jump. You know what I mean? Like if there'd have to be something like, okay, you can't pass into this cell directly from, like, so two cells would be cut off if the elevation is too high. Right? So you could have like an elevation, a certain elevation level, and you move toward it like between two cells, right? So you could have kind of like a bit of a spirally thing there. But that'd be interesting to try and put in, because
you could make it so that like some hex blocks have like an impassable, like certain edges could be impassable, so you can't cross into it and attack from that direction.
Yep.
For elevation though, I reckon just make it so each stage of elevation costs an extra movement or something.
Yeah.
And so maybe tie it to the movement value. Because then you could sort of in effect create things through elevation, but you know, if you have an archer or something.
So I could make the elevation of each cell an integer, right? It's an integer value, so it's not floating point, it's discrete, and basically it's just the elevation elevation of a well, it have to be the difference in elevation between two adjacent cells minus one, right? Is subtracted from your move count, your move stat, which is that's completely doable.
Easy.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be able to use Godot's built-in A-star algorithm to do that. That's one thing I love about Godot is that its routing algorithms are built in, as opposed to fucking Unity.
I'm so glad that the big I'm so glad that Godot exists.
Oh god, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really glad for it too, because seriously, like,
They were just going down a crazy road. You know, these big like sort of gatekeeping development.
yeah.
You know, nobody wants that.
Hang on.
By the way, for the boss, for the plastic boss, what were we after again?
It's like sort of a big shard or something, like a bit of plastic stuck into the body that. Oh come on!
Oh
you
yeah, that you push
bastard.
it out, right? Okay. Ooh. Any color you want it to be?
What do you think? What does plastic look like under a microscope?
Probably.
I have no idea. Is it supposed to be like microplastic or something? Or just like a
Yeah,
big
kind of.
Oh no,
plastic
that's what
thing?
a flower looks like under a microscope.
Looks like confetti. Like glass almost.
Mm.
Mmm.
Oh, Godot's shitting itself at the moment.
I should have looked at this before adding color.
Okay, baby. Diaper changed.
Oh, crazy. It's like kaleidoscopic colors, but then why?
The hell?
Like, is this a certain type of plastic?
Hand sanitizer just like jizzed all over me. That like never happened before. Like, I don't know how the hell that happened.
I'm gonna have to go. Wake up and go to work. So
All right.
I'm gonna. How about we? I'm gonna close the stream now. So people who've been watching, thank you very much for
Thanks for hanging out.
and we'll talk to you. We'll see you on the next stream.
All right.
Yeah.
Take it easy, guys.